Hello, viewers. If you're wondering why we're learning parts of speech today, well, it is because this topic is crucial towards your understanding of the English grammar. Yes, you need to know how different classes of words function together within a sentence, how we combine these words to make sentences. Because when you do know that, when you know how to do that, when you know how that works and how it functions, then you can make any sentence. You can combine all of these different words to make whatever sentence you would love to make. So sit tight and learn with me today. By the way, my name is Joseph Laughter. Welcome once again to my YouTube channel. The topic for today, like I've said, is parts of speech. Before we go there, may I remind you to please like this video, share the video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. In the teaching and learning of parts of speech, the first important words, actually, there are two words that are most important. They are more important than others, yeah? And that is nouns, and the next is verbs. You see, I always tell my students that when and if you do understand nouns and verbs, half of your problem learning the grammar of any language, English especially, is already solved. Yes. Why do I say that? Because hardly would you make any sentence at all without combining these two words together. Yeah. Joseph teaches. That is a sentence that comprises just two of these words. Just two words. And the two words, Joseph is a noun, teaches is a verb. So you can make so many sentences without necessarily using every other word, but hardly would you make a sentence without using nouns and verbs. Well, verbs can actually even be more important than nouns because you could actually make commands without necessarily using nouns, like go, sit. Do you understand that? So let's dive into the topic fully, yeah? Now let's start with nouns. What are nouns? Simply put, nouns are names. Yeah, it's as simple as that. So when you understand that nouns are names, a noun is the name of a person, animal, place, thing, idea, whatever you can imagine that's got a name is a noun. Anything at all. As long as it has a name, as long as it's got a name, it is a noun. So nouns are names. Could be the name of a person, could be the name of a place, could be the name of an animal, could be the name of an object, could be something you've never seen, but it's got a name, like love. I have never seen love, but I know the concept of love exists. Yeah, that is a noun. So anything at all that's got a name is a noun. Joseph is a noun. Dog is a noun. London is a noun. Yeah, love is a noun. So like I said, as long as it's got a name, it is what? It is a noun. And by the way, this topic would be as brief as possible. In another video, I will do a more extended version of this topic. Yeah, an extensive one. Now, so when you understand that nouns are names, so when you mention anything at all, World War II, the name of a war, that is a noun. Yeah. Aeroplane, the name of the object that flies in the sky and carries people from one location to another, that is a noun. Love, the feeling you have for someone, yeah, that is a noun. Hope, that is a noun, as long as it's got a name. So it doesn't have to be whether you can see or whether you can touch. It could be concrete, it could be abstract, it could be, as long as it is the name of anything, any person, any idea, any opinion, it is a noun. Is that simple enough? Yeah. The next category of words, and I've intentionally grouped these so that I could teach something, I could teach it in such a way where you could easily understand. So if nouns are names, what then are pronouns? So pronouns are words that we use to replace nouns. So simply put, pronouns replace nouns. Nouns are names. Pronouns help us so we don't have to repeat nouns over and over again. So words that replace nouns are pronouns. And that's where you talk about he, she, it, I, we, they, etc. As long as it's a word that you can use instead of having to say a particular noun over and over again, it is a pronoun. So nouns are names, pronouns replace nouns. So the reason I've grouped these together is because the definition of these ones, these other three, evolve around nouns. Yeah, is that simple enough? Yeah. Next one is adjectives. Adjectives. What are adjectives? Adjectives describe nouns. Describe nouns. Yeah? Nouns are names. Pronouns replace nouns. Pronouns stand in the place of a noun. Pronouns are used instead of nouns. Adjectives describe nouns. They tell us more about nouns. So if I say this is a wall, what's the color of the wall? It is white. So white is telling me more about the noun wall. This is a marker. What's the color of the ink of the marker? Black. Black tells me more about the marker. Yeah, this is a shirt. What's the color? Maybe this side, blue. That tells me more about the noun shirt. Yeah, if there is a boy here and I say, oh, the boy is handsome, or a handsome boy. A handsome boy tells me that handsome describes boy, telling me not just any boy, but a handsome boy. Yeah, if it's a girl, a pretty girl. Pretty telling me about the girl. So maybe colors, qualities, yeah? Qualities could be whether beauty, pretty, kind, cruel, angry, etc. All of these. It could also be size, like whether small, big, yeah, it could also be size. Size, whether small, big, large, gigantic, little, etc. Telling me about nouns. Yeah? If I say that I've got a Mercedes Benz, yeah? Now, Mercedes Benz is trying to tell me about a particular car I've got, yeah? So Mercedes Benz being maybe the specificity of that car could be an adjective. Sometimes adjectives and nouns could actually also like be a bit interwoven in that. Sometimes a word that you could have used as an adjective could end up being a noun. For instance, if you were to describe me to someone, you could say, oh, the Nigerian teacher. Yeah, Nigerian, telling you about my origin. And that also could be used to describe me. Yeah, that's adjectives. The next category of words are prepositions. Okay, so I'm just going to rub these off since I'm done talking about them. Yeah, prepositions. Don't forget, nouns are names. Adjectives are pronouns replace nouns. Adjectives describe nouns. Prepositions show the relationship between nouns. Yeah? So prepositions show the relationship between nouns. For instance, the relationship between this marker that I'm holding, and let's assume this is a table, and this table is that this marker is on this table. The relationship between me and this classroom that I'm teaching in is that I, the teacher, I am in the classroom. Yeah? The relationship between my car parked outside this classroom and this classroom is that the car is outside the classroom. So words that show you the relationship between one noun and another noun, one pronoun and another pronoun, one between nouns generally, be it nouns or pronouns. Those words are words we call prepositions. Yeah? Do we understand that? So nouns, naming words. Nouns are names. Pronouns replace nouns. Adjectives describe nouns. Prepositions. What are prepositions? Prepositions show the relationship between nouns. Yeah? The relationship between me and this board is that I am standing in front of the board. If I put this marker behind the board, I would say that the relationship between this marker and this board is that the marker is behind the board. If the marker is beside it, I would say that the marker is beside the board. So all of these words are words we call prepositions. So you're in, you're on, you're out, yeah, you're beside, behind, etc. These are prepositions. Now that you understand these four words, because like I said, these four words, their definitions are a bit interwoven. Yeah? When you understand one, you could easily figure out the rest from the way they function. Yeah? Nouns, names. Pronouns replace nouns. Adjectives describe nouns. Prepositions show the relationship between nouns. Now, what are verbs? Verbs are words that mostly show actions. So if nouns are names, verbs would be action words. Yeah? I understand that there are different types of verbs, but for this lesson today, I will just focus on these. So verbs show actions. Yeah? Go, an action. Eat, action. Teach, action. Write, action. Listen, action. Watch, action. Sing, action. Dance, action. Jump, action. Do we understand? Yeah. So verbs are action words like eat, like dance, like sing, like go, etc. So verbs are action words. The next words are adverbs. You could see from even the name, you could easily figure out or understand the job. Adverbs are words that describe verbs. So if adjectives tell us more about nouns, adverbs also tell us more about verbs. It's as simple as that. Yeah? If adjectives tell us the color, the size, the origin, etc. of a noun, adverbs tell us the manner in which the action was done. Could also tell us the place where the action was done. Could also tell us the time when the action was done. Could tell us loads of information about the action. Could tell us the reason, could tell us the purpose, etc. Yeah? So if I say the teacher ate, and you want to tell us how the teacher ate, you could say, oh, the teacher ate hungrily. Like that. Do you understand that? Yeah? That's it. That's adverb. Most of the words in English that end with ly, most of them are usually adverbs. Yeah? He drove the car speedily. How did he drive the car? Speedily. Do you understand that? So adverbs describe verbs. They tell us mostly how an action was done, when an action was done, sometimes why an action was done. And all of these even go beyond just individual words. They go into, like when we talk about phrases, like noun phrases, adjectival phrases, adverbial phrases, verbal phrases, etc. They function just like that too. And even when they go as high as going into clauses. Do you understand that? Yeah? That's it. Now, the last two category of words, you see, I've intentionally grouped them together too. Not like they relate to one another, but I just decided to group them together. Conjunctions, yeah, conjunctions. Conjunctions literally do the job of joining words. Could actually just be to join two words together, like the teacher and his students. The teacher and his students. That could be a conjunction there. That's a conjunction. And, A-N-D, and. Sometimes conjunctions could go beyond just joining maybe nouns, words. They could also join phrases and clauses. I was hungry, but couldn't find anything to eat. I was hungry. A sentence, a simple sentence. I couldn't find something to eat. Another sentence. So when we join both of them together with the conjunction but, yeah, you see that? Conjunction, joining words. Could join words together, could join phrases together, could join clauses together, could even join sentences together. As a matter of fact, conjunctions could actually even join paragraphs together. Yeah, you could have a paragraph all gone up 3-4 lines, and then the next paragraph is starting with a word like however, nevertheless. Or you could even have a paragraph starting with although this and this and this, or maybe a sentence actually, although this and this and this happened, however, this did not happen. Those are conjunctions. They join words together. So we could have and, or, but, neither, nor, either, or, etc. Those are conjunctions. Do you understand that? And the last category of words we'll be looking at today before we round off this video would be determiners. Determiners. So determiners also help us do a job close to what adjectives do. They help us specify. Yeah? They help us specify. And that's actually close to what adjectives do. As a matter of fact, some people believe that determiners are some types of adjectives. The only problem is that normally in proper modern grammar, we categorize adjectives as open class words. Don't worry, that's a different topic entirely. And then determiners are meant to be categorized as closed class words. Yeah? That means we categorize determinants mostly as functional words, but that doesn't matter. The idea is that determinants mostly help us specify, like they help us with specificity. So if I say a boy, I'm saying that a boy, not the boy. Yeah, a boy means one boy in that context. It could also just mean a random boy. But if I say the boy specifying a particular boy. If I say some boys, telling you 2, 3, 4, 5 boys. Yeah. So determinants can be numbers. Yeah. Can be articles, like articles A, N, and D. Can be quantifiers. Yeah. Showing quantity. Some, many, most, little. Yeah. Can be demonstratives. Yeah. Demonstratives. Like this, that, these, those. Yeah. Can be possessives. My book, your book, their book, etc. Do you understand? So just like that, we've come to the end of this. And like I said, it's meant to be a short video just to briefly explain this topic. And I hope you actually have learned so much. Nouns, name. Pronouns, replace nouns. Adjectives, describe nouns. Prepositions, show the relationship between nouns. Verbs, action words. Adverbs, describe verbs. Tell us more about verbs. Conjunctions, join words, phrases, clauses, and sentences together. Determinants help more with specifying mostly nouns and a couple of other words. Thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope you like this video. I do hope you share it. I do hope you make good comments. And I do hope you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye.